In Taoism, wisdom doesn't shout, it whispers, and one of its favorite teachers is water. Not fire, not thunder, not something dramatic, just water. Water doesn't try to impress you. It doesn't ask for attention or announce its power. And yet, it shapes landscapes, feeds life, and wears down mountains. This is where Taoism begins its quiet lesson about the ego. The ego, in Taoist thought, isn't evil. It's not an enemy to fight. It's simply an illusion, a mistaken idea that says, I am separate, I must control, I must prove myself. Taoism gently asks, what if none of that is true? Laozi wrote, the highest goodness is like water. Why water? Because water has no identity to defend. It flows into low places others avoid. It adapts without resistance. It serves everything without asking to be noticed. Water doesn't say, I deserve better. It simply moves with what is. Imagine a glass of clear, still water. You can see right through it. This is the Taoist image of a mind without ego. Now, imagine stirring it. The water becomes cloudy. Visibility disappears. Nothing changed except the movement. That movement is the ego, desire, fear, comparison, the need to control outcomes. The water didn't become impure. It was only disturbed. And Taoism teaches something very different from most philosophies. It says, don't fight the disturbance. Just stop stirring. Let the water settle. Clarity returns on its own. The ego believes clarity comes from effort and struggle. Taoism says clarity comes from stillness, not forced stillness, but natural stillness, like water left alone. The ego also believes it's the doer. I made this happen. I failed. I succeeded. I am in control. But Taoism gently shifts this perspective. Are you truly controlling the river, or are you moving with it? The farmer doesn't force crops to grow. He prepares the soil and aligns with the seasons. Growth happens naturally. Water understands this. Ego does not. Taoism often reminds us, you are not the wave. You are the water. The wave rises, crashes, and disappears. If you think you're the wave, life feels unstable. Success makes you proud. Failure breaks you. But the water itself remains unchanged. The ego identifies with the wave. Awareness identifies with the water. Water never argues with reality. If there's a rock, it flows around it. If there's a wall, it rests. If there's an opening, it moves again. No frustration, no resistance, no story about injustice, just intelligent adaptation. That is Taoist wisdom in motion. Laozi also said, nothing is softer than water, yet nothing can overcome it. The ego believes strength comes from hardness, from pushing and dominating, but hardness breaks, softness endures. Water doesn't fight the mountain, it outlasts it. In Taoism, the ego is fragile because it depends on conditions. Praise feeds it, criticism wounds it, comparison exhausts it. Water needs none of that. It doesn't ask, am I enough? It simply is. This leads to one of Taoism's most misunderstood ideas, Wu Wei. Wu Wei means effortless action. Not inaction or laziness, but action without ego. Like breathing, like blinking, like water flowing downhill. When the ego steps aside, action becomes precise, calm, and effective. You stop forcing life, and life starts cooperating. Think of moments when things went right effortlessly. Conversation that flowed, a decision that felt obvious. That was Wu Wei. The ego wasn't driving. The ego constantly asks, what will I gain? How will I look? What if I lose? Water asks nothing. That's why Taoism doesn't tell you to destroy the ego. It tells you to stop believing its stories. Let them pass like ripples on water. When the ego quiets, something surprising happens. You don't become passive. You become present. You listen better, react less, and choose more wisely. Like clear water reflecting the sky, the mind reflects reality accurately. Taoism sees suffering not as punishment, but as resistance to flow. When we insist life should be different, the ego tightens. When we accept what is, flow returns. This doesn't mean giving up. It means moving with timing, not against it. Water knows timing. It doesn't rush uphill or panic during a drought. It changes form solid, liquid, vapor, without losing its essence. The Taoist sage does the same. So the illusion of ego is not that it exists, but that it is who you are. Taoism gently reminds you, you are not your thoughts, your titles, or your fears. You are the awareness in which all of that flows. When you stop trying to be important, you become useful. When you stop forcing control, you gain alignment. When you stop resisting life, life moves through you effortlessly, like water. So next time you feel overwhelmed, don't fight the current. Pause. Let the water settle. Clarity will return. Not because you forced it, but because it was always there. Thanks for watching.